Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about numbers 183 to 185 today. I think that's right. Um, yeah, sure is. Anyway, so it starts with Vinca minor, and I see Vinca all over. Like if I go down by the Arroyo, we used to go there for a biofield trip also, but it's a super invasive weed. Now, I'm not sure if that's Vinca major or Vinca minor. Vinca minor says, according to Sunset, that it is pretty much like Vinca major, just smaller, as one might expect. Yes, a mini version of that. So like I said, it unlimited width because it can spread and spread and spread. So I'm assuming that it has a similar growth habit, which is not super friendly. If you are anywhere near a place where it can naturalize, don't plant this, please. Okay, it's super invasive. So it is Vinca minor. Its common name is the dwarf periwinkle. I mean, this is kind of a cool plant. Like they get vinblastin and vincristin compounds out of it. I think it's native to, I know this is weird. I swear Vinca is native to Africa, but I could be wrong. But it grows in according to wherever I found this, which must have been Sunset, southern Switzerland, south all through the Mediterranean. So maybe in the more Mediterranean areas of like the ones that border the Mediterranean parts of Africa, maybe where it's grown, because my understanding is that it's been a very widely revered medicinal plant where it's native to, and perhaps where it's naturalized to, maybe another explanation for that, and it's used for childhood leukemia with these specific compounds. Anyway, so it's very short, it's a ground cover, a sprawling vining ground cover, and anywhere its stems hit the ground, it can root, which is great if you want to cover a slope or a large area quickly, but terrible if you ever want to get rid of it or you don't want it to spread. So you would definitely want to have something in place to make sure it doesn't spread if you were going to choose this one. Otherwise, it's got a wide range of zones it grows in, doesn't need a whole lot of water, and it grows in almost any soil. And it's pretty, right? It comes in this purple is kind of the normal one, the wild type, and then there's other cultivars of it, like that. There we go. That's Vinca, dwarf periwinkle, that one. And then we move on to Anthurium adrianum, I guess, adrianum. Sorry, I put TBD up there because I wasn't sure if I was going to do these, if someone else may be doing this, and I'm just doing it just in case while I have time. So anyway, also known as the flamingo lily. I've never ever heard it called that. It said in Sunset that another name of it is the painter's palette. Really? Okay. I mean, it does sort of look like a painter's palette, right? Like, and then I don't know, and then there's just like a finger or something sticking up through the hole, you know, where they hold on to it like that, the leaf. Anyway, look at that. Actually a bract here. This is a bract subtending the spadix. I think this is the spadix, right? This long inflorescence. It's got tiny little flowers all in there. You wouldn't know. And certainly it's hard to find a picture of those tiny little flowers. But here's what it mostly looks like in people's homes. Most people have it as a houseplant, unless you live in Ecuador. Then it just kind of grows wild. And if you live in Southern California, where I live in Pasadena, it's zone 24. But apparently, I think we probably could get away with growing it here. But it says in Sunset just zone H2. But Sunset's a little bit, they're not always super accurate about their tropical plants. So I would look up other sources too. I did look up a few other sources, but not necessarily for where it needs to grow. Like this one source, I think that's Guide to Houseplants, said it needs very high humidity, which is another reason why they might fail in people's homes. I got a little tiny humidifier to put next to my indoor plants because I wanted them to survive. Up to 18 inches tall and about that much wide. Colombia and Ecuador, and that's from the Missouri Botanical Garden. That's what that stands for. So this link right here. Yeah, the bracts, those bracts that subtend the inflorescence can be really cool colors. But for anthuriums in general, for this one mostly reds, pinks, and whites. But they're also really glossy, which is kind of odd, and it just continues to make more blooms. Show you inflorescence. I didn't mean to say that. It's really not the inflorescence itself that is that's showy, but it's the whole like spathe really that's showy. There you go. Yeah, there you go. And so this one has these deep red ones, and apparently the other varieties, the other types of anthuriums do not. So I think I covered most of that. Sorry, I'm going so fast here, but I'm also really hungry and I need to eat lunch like 15 minutes ago. Cast iron plant. Now this one was new to me, and then I saw that it's actually growing all over the median of my yucky neighbors. Amazing, amazing yard. She has a really, truly stunning yard. She's just an evil, awful person, but anyway, that's a story for another time. But her whole median is just full of this cast iron plant. It's very, it's used in floral arrangements. It's really, the leaves can be super cool. And so clearly it grows in Pasadena, which is zone 24, I think we're in. And it looks neat. So hers are just regular green, but they're like again, like they can be a deep green kind of matte, but I think they also gloss up quite a bit too. So here's some pictures, sorry. I mean, this doesn't look all that pretty to me, but in her yard where she's got a lot of shade, it's just filling the median and it's really quite lovely. But then it comes in a whole bunch of different types. This one is called, cultivar is Milky Way because it's got those like stars on there. I don't know. And I didn't find, did I? Yes, okay, the variegated leaf, really, really cool stuff. I just recently bought 3 of them online, and I'm excited to see if they'll grow because I think they're cool. So how do we grow them? They need water. So I think she just waters a lot, but they also need shade. It said they can grow underneath decks. They really don't need a lot of sun. We have a fountain that kind of splatters a little bit, so I put things that need water around there. Partial to full shade, so they want to be really shady, but they need lots of water. So that's a tricky situation for here, but you might have a place like that. Leaves are touchy. Leaves are tough. That's cute. Leaves are tough. That's why I think cast iron plant apparently is really bomb-proof once you get it established, if it's in a happy place. They arch. They can be very glossy, about 1.5 to 2 feet long and 3 to 4 inches wide, and then they're on a pedestal that rises them up another ½ foot. Make a really nice house plant or foliage for shady spots. And these are from Japan and Taiwan. If you have a really cool cultivar of it, but it loses that color, it may be that your soil is too rich. There we go. That's what it looks like, just growing like a weed. It's cool looking, I think. And that's it. Yes. Okay, there, we'll leave on that one. That's kind of a nice picture. And that's it.